Kara. Welcome to my craft room. Father's Day is coming up, and I've got 2 grown boys, so I've made a lot of Father's Day cards. And this is an older pop-up card of Cricket's, but I think it's really cute, especially if you have an outdoorsy dad or you guys go camping a lot. But the problem is it didn't have anything for the front. It was just blank. So I found a nice little nature scene, put Happy Father's Day on there, and then you open it up and you've got your trees and your tent and your campfire. And then at the bottom it says, "Love you, Dad." So I think he'll love it. So let's go make it. Here we are on the front page of Cricut. This card is so easy. You're going to have a real easy time. You're going to search for pop-up cards. Now, I've done almost all of these on my channel, so you can check for those. You're going to scroll right down, and right there, it says, "Love you, Dad." So we're going to click that, and then you're going to click Customize. There you go, just like that. Okay, so let's take our elements off. Let's get them all fixed here. And then here is your card. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to get all the images that we need on here. And you only have 2. So let's go to images. That's from the dragon card I just did. And all Cricut images start with #M, and the mountain scene for the front is C9BBD40, D40, just like that. Search. You're going to click on it, and you see it puts it down here by insert, and then we're going to put the other one in here, and it is all numbers. So M387473, just like that. Search, and that's it. That's the Happy Father's Day. So we're going to click on that and hit insert. There we go. There is our mountain, and here is our Happy Father's Day. Let's move that over here. First, let's go ahead and do the mountain. It is 4.3 wide. So you're going to go over here. You're going to go to edit, then width, and you're going to do 4.3. There we go. And as you can see, it's going to fit just right on your card. Okay. Then the all of these are going to be the same, except we are going to make a blue square to go behind these mountains first for the front. So you're going to go to shapes and you're going to hit square. Okay, now we need to change both sides of this, both the height and the width. And since we have to do that, we're going to hit this unlock button down here in between the 2 height and width. Okay, and it's going to be 5 inches wide and 3.5 inches high. 3.5. There we go. And that is going to go back behind these mountains right here. And then we are going to change this to the same. You see that? Do you see the light blue underneath that? We are going to change it to that one. Just right there. Oh, whoops. I was so busy showing you that I clicked the wrong thing. We're going to change it to the light blue. There you go. So that goes. If you need to see what you're doing, you can go here to arrange and hit send backwards. There you go. Now, okay, so next, the only other thing we've got to do is the Happy Father's Day. So I'm going to do 1 square next. You're going to go down to shapes. You're going to hit square again. There we go. And we are going to, it's already unlocked, so we don't have to do unlock. And it's going to be 4.3 wide and 0.43 high. 0.43. There we go. And now we're going to go change the color. And that's going to be your light tan. There we go. And it is going to go, hold on. Got to go back to arrange. I'm going to say send it back. And now we are going to, there you go. Okay, you see these purple lines? That tells you if you're right in the middle, and you're going to move this until you get both lines. There we go, just like that. Okay. Now, we need to tell the machine to please write this on this piece of paper. So you're going to drag your finger across both, or your mouse, and then you're going to go down here and you're going to hit attach. Okay. That tells the machine that you want it on this piece of paper. Okay. Now, the only other thing we need, there's two ways to do it. You can either use the offset. I just made another square, just like that. Okay, we're going to go back to edit, and it is 4.5 here, 4.5, and 0.64 height, 0.64. There we go. Let's go change the color. We're going to make it one of these dark browns. It doesn't matter which, because we're going to fix that here in just a minute. And then this, I need to hit the lock. They changed this program. We're going to send it to the front so we can see what we're doing. They changed the program to where I'm having a hard time not changing sizes when I'm moving it. Okay. You don't have to be perfect right here, because that'll take place while we're over at, I'm going to group these all together so I can put them over here. Anytime that you mess up with the sizing, just hit undo. Now, I will show you this on the desktop, on the craft table, but I kind of liked mine down here to where it all looked one piece. See? Of course, you're going to put it in the middle, but I'm just letting you know. Okay, so there you go. You are set. The only other thing we need to do, we need to go into sync. And we need to make sure that we're not cutting a whole bunch of different things out of different colors. If you want to do your envelope kind of a lighter color so it's easier to write your address on if you're sending it in the mail, I would drag it. You just hold down these three little lines next to it, and I would drag it down to like this tan color. There, like that. See? Okay, and then we want all of these dark browns to be the same. We don't want to, there's no use of us cutting out all kinds of different dark browns. Okay, you've got the fire. Looks like it's good. You're good to go. Okay, everything's your right color. Everything's ready to cut it out. Go ahead and cut everything out, and I will meet you over at the craft table, and I'll show you how to put it all together. Okay, guys, here we are on the craft table. As you can see, it is well loved. I put everything on paper plates so I can keep track of the different parts of the different cards that I do. If you've been to my channel, you'll see I've made tons and tons of these pop-up cards. I've got a couple other really cute Father's Day ones on there, including the toolbox pop-up. So if your dad is an outdoorsy guy and a tool guy, now you've got two. Okay. I use this art glitter glue. I really like it. It's really good paper to paper glue. I usually get the small one with this little tip that screws on, and then a refill. It lasts forever. It puts down these little bitty thin lines of glue, so I'm not wasting any. And it's really good paper to paper glue. It sticks really quick. You don't have to sit there and hold everything. There we go. Now, when you take some of this stuff off the mat, I'm sure you've already learned that you have to be careful with it. And this one, I was not. Look. I tore this little tree guy. So we will fix that here in a minute. Now, I wanted something kind of I didn't want it super complicated because the inside is very busy. So now you have a choice here. I liked it where the ground of this hit this. So it kind of looks all in one piece. But if you like it separate, of course, you can do it separate. It's your card. You get to choose. Okay, so first, let's get this guy. Well, I always dry fit everything before I start gluing anything. Okay, so I'm going to make sure this is on here straight and make sure this is on here straight. And I'm going to make sure that it's the same distance from here to here. If you're a measurer, then go for it. Now, when I'm trying to do this and get everything straight and nice, sometimes what I'll do is I'll hold down one side. These are cards. You don't have to have a ton of glue on them for them to stay. Okay, now I'm going to double check that in case I moved. Then I'm going to go back here, do the rest of it. There we go. Just like that. Of course, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Now, I'm going to move mine to where it meets this, and it all kind of looks like one piece. I kind of like that. But again, like I just said, this is your card. You get to decide. Okay, and of course, the colors, all that good stuff. So let's get some glue on this guy. Like I said, you don't need a ton of glue. It's just a card. If it was like a home decor or something, well, even if it was just going to sit up on a shelf and nobody was going to touch it, it wouldn't need much glue. But if it's something that's going to be handled a lot, you got little kids and you think they're going to look at this a bunch. Another good thing about this glue is that it dries clear. So if you get a little bit, little bitty pieces out, then don't worry about it. It's going to be gone. Okay. Now, I tell this to everybody. Like I said, I've done a ton of these pop-up cards so far. I'm getting ready to do the dragon one right after this. So I will have that posted here pretty quick. And I always tell everyone, once you're done with your card, for at least overnight or a few hours, leave it somewhere to dry, open, because this is going to be on the front cover, see? And when you put it in your envelope, you don't want it to glue inside the envelope. And then you don't want this glue to still be wet when you fold it and it gets stuck together either. So we are not going to attach this yet. We are going to do the inside first, just like I said, just in case we mess up. Okay, that's my next tip. Okay, now, here we go with this. But first, let's get these little pieces done. If you've already done yours, then you can just skip over this. All we're going to do is the tent and the, you're going to go like this. Okay. So that is the tent peg right there. So that's how you know which way you're going to do it. So the light blue goes first, then the brown, and you're just going to match it up just like this. And again, we're going to dry fit it first. I always do. And then the dark blue is going to go on top of that. So really, that brown layer is only good for the tent peg. Okay, so let's do that real quick. Okay, Father's Day is coming up. I have all men living here. My older son just bought a house. He's getting ready to move out. And then I have a special needs adult son who will never move out. So I end up doing a lot of guy cards. So if you've seen this and you would rather do this for birthday, that is not a problem. You just change this to say happy birthday. It's very, very simple. Or if you find a nice graphic that you like, then you just use that. Now I'm going to make sure I've got it the right way because it's real easy to get this flipped over. Okay, because it's not conventionally shaped. So it's really easy to get it messed up. Okay, let's get that down just like that. Okay, there we go. Just like that. There's your tent. And then the fire. The fire's easy too. It's just got a bunch of layers. So I kind of want to, a lot of times I will just tell you, go ahead and put all these little things together because you don't want to sit here and watch me glue these things together. But both of these things are a little more complicated than what we usually do. So I want to make sure that you see. Okay, first it's going to be the light brown to the dark brown. Okay, So we're going to put the dark brown on top. The light brown is going to be the ends of your logs. And what you're going to do is it's just going to match it exactly. Okay, just like that. It's hard for me to see when I have to sit so far back. Okay, then the yellow. Okay. And I usually just pick one thing to match up, and then I can move it around. But you'll have to do it. If you're using this glue, you got to be fast at it because it won't take long. Okay, this one, the long one, actually matches right here. You see how that matches right there? Okay, so that's the next one we're going to do. And you just need a couple of spots. Not a big deal. And then you're going to match this little bottom part right down here with the little horn thing on the fire. There we go, just like that. Of course, you don't have to, if you get it a little off, it's not a big deal. You don't have to match up. It's handmade, so it's not going to be perfect. And nobody's going to look at it as close as you do. And nobody's going to see those little tiny mistakes like you do. There you go. There's your fire. Okay, now let's start working on the inside here. Okay, these cuts here are going to bend up. Okay, these back here are going to bend down. So I'm just going to kind of go along here. The easiest thing I found is to put my fingernail in there and just go ahead and bend these. Okay, just because here in a second we're going to try and bend these. And that it's just going to be harder if you don't have a start on that. Okay, all three of these are going to stick out though. Can you see what I'm doing here? Okay, I'm going to bend these up. Well, I said I was. There you go. And this one is going to bend up. This little one. And this little one over here is going to bend up. There we go. Now, we should be able to bend all of these back and push these up. There, do you see how I'm doing that? Push that one up, push this one down. I got a little bitty tiny piece right there. Okay, we're going to push this up. Okay, and push this part down. All we're doing is just kind of getting them started. And then we're going to bend the whole thing and then it will be done. Okay, you see how I'm trying to get where you can see it. Do you see how I've got them up? Okay, so you're going to bend it and fold it. Don't worry about this one little piece. Okay, you just kind of want to make sure that you get it in there straight like that. Oops. Sorry, I got caught. It got caught. Okay, and then you've got this little tiny part that's sticking out. There you go, just like that. Now, some of these newer pop-up cards that Cricut has, a lot of them I've been doing. Let me see if I've got one right here. Hold on. I got the toolbox one right here. Let me show it to you. These cards are made to lay flat. Okay, these cards right here, these are part of the new Cricut thing. You'll do the same thing as we did here, that you find them on the front page. So I added this part. It's usually just blank like this, okay? But when you open it, you see the toolbox here. Can you see that? Okay. These are made to lay flat. Okay, and these seams, they can't fold in here because it won't close right. Okay, so these are made to, but these, like this, are made to open up just like this, which is great because then, he can put it up on the mantle or on his desk or whatever he wants. So these are not made to fold out flat. These are made to fold when you're done, just like this. Okay, so, and it goes right in here. Now, again, we're going to dry fit it. This one specifically, Cricut made to match the sides perfect. As you saw on this one, I always make sure that I have and Cricut does this too. You have like a border around on the inside, but this one is not made that way. Okay. So, of course, you're not going to glue these three. You're only going to glue this part. Okay, so first we're going to start this little tiny piece, we're going to have to be really careful and pay attention or it's not going to get glued in. Okay. So first, let's get this one glued in. This is going to be quick and easy. This is a really, really quick and easy card. There it goes. Okay, make sure you get all of your edges good and glued because that, you don't want them popping out or sticking up or anything. Then you're going to do right here along where the fold is. Okay, and make sure your little pieces are folded up so you don't glue them by mistake. There we go. And then we'll put a little bit of glue here. Here. There we go. Now, let me show you the trick. Okay. We're going to lay this right here. Okay. We are going to make sure that we get it because you want it. The biggest thing is it needs to fold to go in your envelope. Okay. So we got to make sure that we have it right on the edge, both here and here. Okay. And we've got it in the fold. There we go. And then we're just going to, hold on. It didn't get all the way in there. There we go. I just want to make sure that I've got it back into that fold. And then I'm going to push it. Now these old Cricut ones, this is an old one. Yeah, it's been around for a long time. Sometimes their measurements aren't quite exact, but this one looks pretty good. Now, this is what I was talking about. Look, I either waited too long and my glue dried, or you just don't want it to, the edges to pop up. Okay, there, look, you've already got that part done. Okay. Okay, and remember, it is supposed to end up like this. Okay, so what you're going to do is you are going to put your glue on this. Make sure you get these little pieces like in the middle of the U and the middle of the V. You don't want those popping up. And of course, you save the inside of your O's and your D's and your A so you can get them put where they belong, inside of the Y, down in this part. There we go. Just like that. Okay, and we're going to leave this bent up how we know it's going to end up. Okay, and then we're going to push this down, and then you're going to make sure that it closes. There you go. Look, just like that. Okay, and make sure the insides get all pushed down. And then you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and pull all the camping parts out. Okay, you can see here that you've got the inside of your letters, and I'm sure that I mentioned that while we were making them. So there's a bigger O and a smaller O. So the bigger O is the bigger inside is the first one we're going to do. And all you're going to do is just stick it in here. Okay. And I'm going to make it look like the other letters. It's not a big deal. Pretty simple. Just like that. Okay. So I'm going to do these really fast. Okay. I'll not do the A quite yet because I'm not exactly sure where the exact triangle goes, but these are pretty easy to figure out. There you go. You want them straight, just like that. My little O, the little middle of the O. Let's get those in there, down where it's supposed to be. There we go. And the other D. There we go. Just like that. Make sure it's straight. And then we've got this middle of your A. Now, you want to make sure that the bottom is going this way, like this. See, look how this is going? We're going to match that. Okay. And since this is tiny, you know, it's too hard for me to put the glue on the blank like I did with the D's. Okay, so we are just going to match this up right here. Just match this angle up. Push it over just a little bit. There we go. Just like that. There you go. There's your message. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you right here. I've got it pulled up on my iPad, the envelope. I'm sure I probably talked about it on the canvas, but just in case, I want to tell you about the envelope. I didn't make an envelope for this one. Well, I will, but I didn't on this one. This is a ream of copy paper I got. It's bigger, 12 by 18. So I have that. But usually for these cards, especially if I'm going to send them, because I don't want them to be too heavy. You know, so you want a kind of a lighter. This project, you can do it with regular copy paper because it's small enough that you only need an 8.5 by 12 sheet. I mean, 8.5 by 11 sheet. The same size as your copy paper is. Okay. So now you've got your 2 trees in the back. So we've already got that. Your tent is going to go right here. Your fire is going to go right here. And there's the trees with the cutout. We don't need that. These trees without the cutout are going to go right over here. So first, let's do the cutout one. You see this set of trees with this funny cutout? The reason is because it's going to fit right here. Just like that. See? So, again, dry fit it first before you glue. So let's glue this one in, and it is going to go right. It kind of wraps around this thick pop out thing right here. There you go. Just like that. Make sure it closes. I always make sure everything closes. Okay. There you go. You see that? Okay. Now let's do we'll move from left to right. How's that sound? Okay. And you don't want to glue your thing because, again, you don't want a whole lot of glue. And these won't take much force. So you don't have to have a ton of glue. So you're going to put this down towards the bottom. You're going to leave just the tiniest little gap because you need space for it to fold. Just like that. See? Okay. Then we've got our tent. And let's get glue put on that. And again, you're going to leave a little tiny space between this and the bottom of that pop-out thing. Okay, I am looking at the picture. And on the picture, this sits behind. Okay. But it looks like they have it over pretty far. As a matter of fact, it might be that the fire sits over a little farther, but I put it in the middle. So again, I've never made this one. So let me make sure I've got it where it folds. There you go. Just like that. And then this last one, easy. It's going to go right here on this. Okay. So let's put our glue on here. There we go. Little tree towards the tent. You see right there. Okay, it's hard for me to see because I'm trying to keep it over here in the camera so you can see. Let's make sure we've smushed everything. And look at that. You're already done. Look how easy that was. Look, and look how cute it is. Look, isn't that cute? You see the top? There you go. That's what it looks like. Okay, there's the Love You Dad. And you can see where I kind of messed up and didn't quite get it matched in there, which is not a big deal. I can just go back and trim it off. It's just this tiny little piece. So we didn't, look, we do have a little bit of a problem. Look, the top of my, and that's weird, but sometimes these older, okay, here's what I did, and I will go back and fix the sound on this one, okay? You want to make sure that this bigger tree is sitting straight on the ground. Mine was bent just a little bit, okay? You should still be able to take yours out. It looks like mine still has a tiny bit sticking out, which is not a big deal. It'll probably still fit in your card, but I'm going to trim it off, and look, you can't even tell I did that, okay? So there you go. Okay, and now we just need to do the front. Make sure that you have it straight. Okay, right side up. You don't want to put the front on upside down. Or maybe you do. everybody will get a big kick out of it, won't they? Whenever you make a mistake like that, you just laugh about it. And everybody else will laugh about it, right? Okay. Now, we're going to try to center this as pretty much as we can. There we go. You can just kind of eyeball it. And look at that. You're done. I told you it was going to be quick and easy and so cute. Look. Look. Here you go. Let me see if I can do it the way you're watching. Look, you're going to go like this, and then the person's going to see it just like that. You did it. Look at that. I'm so proud of you.